Friends, some of you might not want to hear this message, and that's okay. And you may unsub from this channel after watching this video, but just know that it's coming from the bottom of my heart, and it's for those of you that are struggling, and it is because I love you. So I see in the comments all the time, I get told all the time, it's bread. It's the bread making me gain weight. It's the sugar making me gain weight. I'm lovingly telling you, eating McDonald's does not make you fat. Eating sugar is not gonna make you gain weight. Eating bread is not gonna make you gain weight. Eating any of those things in a calorie surplus is going to make you gain weight. If you eat celery in a calorie surplus, you will gain weight. If you eat bread in a calorie surplus, you will gain weight. If you eat it in a deficit, you will lose weight. It's calories in, calories out, Bubbas. And it's because I love you that I'm telling you this. It doesn't matter what diet you do. If you do keto, if you do intermittent fasting, whatever works for you, that's great. But there's still only one rule when it comes to weight loss. You have to be in a calorie deficit. If you do keto, you still have to be in a calorie deficit. Intermittent fasting, calorie deficit. It doesn't matter what you do, you need to be eating less. I used to weigh 275 pounds, and my weight was causing me serious health problems like sleep apnea. It was so bad, I was stopping breathing 7 times a night, and I was partially stopping breathing 84 times a night. I needed a CPAP machine to help me breathe at night. And I knew if I didn't do something, make changes and lose weight, every day that I stayed 275 pounds, I was putting my life at risk. But I had struggled with weight pretty much my entire life. And I had been trying for years to lose the weight, but I kept failing and I couldn't figure out why. I tried everything under the sun that you can think of. All those Women's World, Weekly World magazines, I tried every single diet. They had one every week. I did them all. Fad diets, taking away food groups. I tried exercise plans. I tried all those like Tabata, Pilates, like every exercise challenge program. I tried all the weight loss programs like Weight Watchers, and everything I tried, I did get a little bit of results. The problem was I would get results for a little bit and then I would fail eventually. It wouldn't work anymore. I couldn't sustain it. I said to myself, like, why does everything keep failing? What is wrong? What am I doing wrong? And then one day I figured it out. Once I realized this one thing, I stopped doing it and I was finally able to lose 130 pounds and keep it off for 8 years. And the biggest thing that I was doing, I was making weight loss a punishment. And then it made sense. I looked back, everything I had ever done wasn't sustainable. It was taking something away. It was following like a fancy diet plan where I had to buy fancy food or pay to be in the program. It was complicated. It took away my favorite foods. And I was overcomplicating stuff. I was making my weight and weight loss a punishment, making it hard. And then once I figured out that big thing, I realized that it was covering up something even bigger that I hadn't for decades been ready to look at. It was like so simple, but so complicated because I didn't want to look at it. What the making weight loss a punishment had been covering up was all I needed to do out of all the stuff that I had tried was eat less. And I know that sounds so silly, you're probably going, what? But I also struggled alongside, like with my weight, I struggled with emotional eating. And so I used food to cope. And that caused me to gain weight because I kept turning to food. I didn't want to look at my eating and using food to cope. My needing food all the time was causing the problem. And it was causing me health problems, my weight. It was making me gain weight, which was the weight was causing me health problems. And I didn't want to look at, if I wanted to basically save my life and lose the weight, I needed to eat less. It was like so scary, and I hadn't been ready to hear it until the day that I realized this. And then I was ready. And there were many times where I struggled and I would be so down on myself, and my mom would say, "Why don't you just eat less?" And I wasn't ready to hear it. And no matter how my mom could have said it, super loving, strict, whatever, could have said it in many different ways, no matter how she said it, I wouldn't have been able to hear it. I would get so mad at her because I'd be like, "You don't have emotional eating. You don't have a weight problem. You don't struggle with using food to cope. You have no idea what I'm going through." And all those things are true, but she really meant to help me. She meant it in a way to help, but I wasn't ready to hear it. And so I wanted to make this video because anyone out there that's struggling and you can't figure out, like you've tried everything under the sun to lose weight and you can't figure out how to get it off and keep it off, maybe you're doing what I did and you're making weight loss a punishment, but maybe you're using it as a cover-up because underneath you're scared to just go, maybe I can eat less. I know what you're thinking because this is what I thought when I heard eat less. What I heard was, I need to get rid of everything. Eat less means no more treats, no more bread, no more carbs. Get rid of everything and only eat chicken and celery for the rest of my life. That's what I heard when I heard eat less. But this is what I realized when I was ready to really love myself and to be gentle on myself and to stop making the weight loss a punishment. I learned that eating a little less really meant a little less. The smallest change was the most beautiful thing that literally saved my life. When I made a small change, I was able to sustain it and build on it because it was just one little step at a time versus all the overcomplications I was doing before. And I'm gonna give you one small change that I made from when I was 275 pounds and a small change example that I literally did 2 days ago to help me lean out for spring. My change at 275 pounds was I was eating a bag of chips every single night for a snack. I didn't want to give up the chips. Anytime I did, it made me fail. So I thought, well, what if instead of a bag, I go to half a bag? And I split the bag with Kyle, my husband, who also had weight problems and emotional eating problems. And so we would split the bag. Automatically, I'm still eating chips, but I'm eating a little less. And it didn't feel like I was depriving myself. And because I was still eating chips and a big portion, I sustained it and I could build on that. And then the next change I made was switching from regular pop to diet because I was drinking 7 cans of regular Dr. Pepper every single day. It's 140 calories a can, which means I was drinking almost 1,000 calories. And that's not including food, that's just liquid calories. So when I switched from regular to diet pop, I switched to Diet Dr. Pepper, which tastes the same. I didn't feel like I was depriving myself, wasn't ready to limit the amount of cans or get rid of the pop. Again, I was putting myself in a calorie deficit by just doing one small change, having a little less calories, eating a little less, and it worked because I could build on those. And one thing that I just did 2 days ago, if you've been watching my spring lean out, I've been eating 1,869 calories. I used portion control to lose the weight. I'm using calories now. I was putting 1 teaspoon of low-calorie chocolate syrup on my protein ice cream. And I said, I'm gonna make one small change when that bottle is done. I'm gonna eliminate the 1 teaspoon of chocolate sauce out of my diet. So that's only 1 teaspoon of chocolate sauce. I don't even notice that it's gone. But that's 17 less calories per day, which when you add it up, it's 119 calories a week. That's a pretty big calorie deficit, but it's just 1 teaspoon of chocolate sauce that I don't even miss. So that's what I was missing when I heard eat less. You literally can do something small. One little thing to eat less. If you love coffee and you have to put cream and sugar in it, you could go from cream to half and half. That's automatically a little bit less calories. Or go to skim milk. Or instead of just pouring the cream in, you could measure out a serving, like a tablespoon. You're automatically eating less, but you're not gonna really notice it because you're doing one small thing. Eating less means eating less. And please take this lovingly from someone who's been there and struggled and was covering up the looking at, I was eating too much. This is coming from my heart to you. If you're really struggling and you're not sure why you can't lose weight, you might be covering this up, that there's somewhere that you can eat just a little less. It doesn't have to be crazy, just one small change. If you're struggling and you're looking at this and you're going, wow, I can do this, leave in the comments below, what's your little less? Is it one less teaspoon of sugar? Put it in the comments. What one little change are you gonna do to eat less? Can you have 1 teaspoon of chocolate sauce instead of 2? That's it, just a little less, guys. I love you so much, and I have been to the bottom of the barrel with weight, with emotional eating. I had a very serious battle with emotional eating. I was putting my life at risk by being morbidly obese, and I know what it's like. And I know what it's like to want to avoid that. You need to eat less. And that's why I'm telling you, because it's not many people in the fitness industry or on YouTube that will sit here and lovingly tell you, like, sometimes you're overcomplicating stuff because you don't want to look at the simple thing yet. And it's okay if you're not ready, but just know I'm gonna love you through until you are. And I'm here for you. And this video is for you, and you can do this. And I love you, and I'm gonna love you through it. And when you're ready, you'll do it. And it's okay if you're not. Let yourself be ready. When you are, you'll know. Didn't expect to get emotional, but I know what it's like. And I'm here for you guys. And so is Sassy. And yeah, so I hope this video helps anybody that's struggling. And if you want to know exactly what I ate to lose the weight, I have weight loss ebooks. The links are down below. Use code Nicole to save yourself 10%. I am also sponsored by, I call it Hoodled, HTLT Steps. They have a ton of amazing protein powders and supplements. Their protein powder is so good. It's really helping me satisfy my cravings right now because they have so many flavors, and I'm a cereal girl, so Lucky Marshmallow is my favorite. Use code Nicole to save yourself 10% there. Don't forget to subscribe, follow my lean out. I'm always gonna be honest with you and tell you what you need to hear, not what you wanna hear. So don't forget to subscribe and watch these 2 vids, because this is a real honest person who's gone through what you're going through. And I'm gonna be raw and honest with you because I love you. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll catch you in the next vid, Cute-a-rooners. Peace. I'm out. Bye. Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't give up.